Hi guys, welcome back. All right, so this is going to be a bonus general message. And as always, I start these ones out with something real that happened, an anecdote, and then we just see if that kind of sets a tone for the storyline. And it's always about my dog, but he was very peaceful today. There's a lot going on in my life, and he's just been an absolute little champ. And today in particular, he was just very like down tempo, very um, at ease with just the flow of the day, which was wonderful. So all I can say is maybe we've got a character who's going to be going with the flow. We'll see. We'll see if that sets a tone for anything. Well, Knight of Coins, this is slow progress. Knight of Coins is definitely like enjoying the journey one step at a time, however long it takes. Life it's not the destination, right? It is definitely the journey. That's what life is one gigantic journey. Two of Wands in the reverse. Okay, so we have a definite direction that a character is treading. Now, at this point, I mean, we could have an earth energy who's this knight. This could be someone who just simply feels grounded in the path that they're taking, and they're not wavering from it. This is somebody who's very sure what is the change that they're making, or what is the journey that they're on. Let's see if we can see that. A Nine of Coins, okay, is going to be something that brings a lot of abundance for them, a lot of personal freedom. Also, this could be money that's going to start looking good. And this is also somebody who's really feeling very comfortable with the fact that they are single. And I have like a hangnail that just grabbed my sweater. Um, oh, well, it is what it is. We got the High Priestess here. This journey is about following one's intuition. Whoever this character is, the reason they're at peace is because they've already set something in motion that they believe in. They believe in them, feel like undoubtedly that they're on the right path. I love the fact that our character has this. They're identifying as single right now, but they're on the right path in their mind for where they're supposed to be going, what they're supposed to be doing. I love the fact that they're that confident in themselves right now. Knight of Swords, Ace of Swords, Two of Cups. It's interesting because they're also incredibly sure that once they get let me put it this way. Once they get to this point where they feel completely abundant, that's the moment that they know their life will then pick up pace. So first off, it's this wonderful, comfortable journey where it's like, yep, I'm doing exactly what I'm supposed to. I know that I'm on this move forward. I know that I am progressing in my life just as I'm supposed to. I know that every day I feel a little stronger, a little bit better in my own single energy. My abundance, my personal power is coming back to me. And I am very well aware that this is exactly where I'm supposed to be. And that the second I get to that point where I've achieved that Nine of Pentacles, life's going to pick up pace all of a sudden. And I'm positive. That's when I will have this Two of Cups relationship in my life. Somebody is so certain that they're on the cusp of not only feeling really powerful and really good in themselves, but that I'm going to say their true love, their true partner is just up around that next bend in the road. And they're sure of this. They're sure that it'll pick up pace all of a sudden. No wonder this person is enjoying the journey right now, because they're like, one step at a time, because I'm supposed to enjoy this time where I'm still single for this little bit of time I have left to be single, because I already know, I feel it in my bones. This is a person who feels in their bones, I'm about to be with my twin flame, and I know this. So I feel really calm. I feel really good about this whole experience right now. How is it that they know this? This is a High Priestess we're talking about. And that could be a masculine just as easily as a feminine. We have a Five of Coins. You notice how we've got like a knight standing here. Now, normally a Five of Coins is a card of like loss, not having everything that somebody needs, not feeling supported, not feeling like they have enough. And yet with this knight's outfit, this is the cross represents like the hospitalers, some of those earliest knights. And I feel as if you notice how his tunic is tattered and worn. It's almost like somebody is saying, the reason I know that I'm on the right path. And the reason I know that all this is coming true for me is because, so back in the day, that if you read about the Hospitallers, they were for about 500 years, they were all throughout the Mediterranean, specifically the island of Rhodos, the island of Malta, and many other places. But some beautiful locations that I've had good fortune to visit myself. So I've been to some of those old towns and walked down those, especially like in Malta and Rhodos. But amazing locations. And I feel like the idea that these knights used to live by a code or a creed, that there was we're talking about a character here who says, I have known great sorrow, but I have also been focusing on healing, and I have lived by a code of honorable conduct, and I have worked very hard to do what I'm supposed to. And that's why I know in my heart and soul that I have something wonderful to look forward to, because I can feel that my time of maybe even loneliness and my time of maybe helping a lot of others, and trying to always do my best, even if I didn't have someone beside me, all of this has put me on this path to where I actually feel more satisfied than I have in a long time. I feel like I'm right where I'm supposed to be, and I can feel my life is really starting to blossom, and I'm seeing more benefit every day, all because I continue to live by kind of like a code of honor and a code of conduct, and I'm seeing that it's been my guiding light, and that is partially why I am who I am today, and that is also why I'm so certain that I'm really tapped into where my life is taking me. This journey is leading me to personal happiness now as well. I really like the fact that this character feels so strongly, even about all of their sorrows, all the things that they didn't receive, all the times that they were probably left having to fight the good fight, and not have somebody beside them. And they didn't lose sight of anything. Death card, Queen of Swords. Whew. We have had a character who has totally, they embrace all of their struggles from the past. They remember the ghosts of their past, and they also feel so empowered now. They've transformed their whole life. That's the thing that it's like someone is having this moment of self-reflection where they're saying, wow, I went through hell and back, but that's actually, now that I can look back at what I went through, I probably didn't have anybody to help me. I probably didn't have anything to lean on, but I still maintained like my own steps forward, as hard as it was. And now I'm proud of myself for what I've done. And now I can feel my self-worth is blossoming. My personal success is blossoming. Like everything in my life is looking better and better. And that is why I feel so confident now. Why? Because I know that I stand for something. I know that I have conviction. I know that I'm as truthful as I can be with myself. I know that I've learned how to put up better boundaries. I know that I'm still kind, but I have expectations. Like I'm a way smarter version of myself now, but I'm also proud that I was a courageous version of myself right from the beginning. I feel like this character is really just taking a moment to say, this is why I feel good about who I am. And this is why I now know that I'm on the right path, because I can identify the changes that have gone on in my life and the changes that have happened within me. And that's why I feel like I know where my path is taking me. This is a lot of conviction for this character. This is amazing. This character is they're in a very bright place, a very powerful, very empowered headspace and heart space. That's beautiful. Tell me about this. They know that things are going to speed up. They absolutely know this. Hanged Man. It's so funny. They know things are going to speed up, and they just don't know when. They just feel that it's on the horizon. And it's like, High Priest, the moon. Yeah, again, they're like, okay, universe, I know that something big is coming. I know that I'm going to wind up, meeting somebody that is going to be my Two of Cups. I know I'm going to come into that union. I have no idea why. All right, let me talk to my higher self here for a moment. Higher self, when is this supposed to happen? And the higher self answers with, you're not supposed to know. It's just going to happen. It's not something that has a particular date in mind. If it had a date in mind, then you might get actually a little pulled off track because you'd be in anticipation. Instead, just live. just keep following one's highest path. Because if you were to try to orchestrate it, it would, let's put it this way, if you try to think about each beat of your own heart and each movement of the ventricles and the atria and the blood and the direction it flows and all it could be exhausting, and really the beautiful mechanism that is happening for every beat of our heart, there's almost like, instead of thinking about the minutia of exactly the way each beat is going to happen, it's a little bit more like just accepting the fact that we have this beautiful lifespan, and that our heart is continuing to propel us forward and giving us the oxygen that we need for all of our tissues. It's like the difference between getting into the minutia, where we look almost too small, versus stepping back and saying, my heart, my body is strong and powerful, and it enables me to keep living life and going further on my journey. I think that's kind of the way this is being described. If this character says, "But when am I meeting my twin flame person, my perfect person that I know is up ahead for me, this relationship?" And I shouldn't say perfect person, because what's perfect, right? Perfect for me, the match. When are we going to get together? And it's like, I don't know. I can't figure out when. All right, let me ask my higher self. And higher self says, you're not supposed to know the exact when. The moon is there because it's more like the emotional self will guide it. The higher self will guide it. But it's almost like you'll know it when you get there. But to try to like drive every drop of blood moving through your tissue, that's a bit too much micromanaging. Some things are already like happening because they're already kind of like flowing in the natural way. So we don't necessarily need to get too micromanagey about it. We're not the ones who directs our heart of how to do it. Our heart knows how to do it. That's maybe we could say it's the divine within us that lets our heart know how to do it. But it's not really coming from here so much. And I think that's what this message is saying, is we don't need to know the exact when, only keep knowing that we're on the right path, the lovers, and that it's being overseen by this wonderful angel. So it's so funny. I'm not a religious person at all. And yet all of this is about like divine and angels and all these wonderful things. And I think that's beautiful. Please know that's not a challenge. It's just, I'm capable of speaking of anything, whether or not I necessarily, subscribe to a certain belief system or not. I may use different words to describe certain things that I personally believe in or don't believe in, but I'm very open to all aspects. And so I just think that this is really sweet, because this is it's a very cohesive story, and it's all about someone who feels as if they're aware that their life is right on the course it's supposed to be on, because they have been true to themselves, and they have gone through difficult things, and they have grown out of those difficult things, and they are exactly where they're supposed to be. And although for a moment they go, am I supposed to know exactly what's going to happen next? And then they kind of check in with themselves and they go, no, this is about radical trust. I've gotten this far, just being who I am and trusting that I'll make the right choice when I cross certain bridges. So it's a combination of this person living authentically and listening to their guides, and then also something very beautiful and divine, the powers that be, the angels, whatever wording you want to use, right? I hope everybody feels very comfortable knowing that you are very warmly welcomed and supported here on my channel. Whatever you believe in or don't believe in, perfectly all right. You can substitute the word angel with anything else that you may choose, but for the purpose of this story, we're going to go ahead and say it that way. There's some divine guidance. I'm telling you, the time to be lonely is already over. Our lead character is already very filled with a sense of comfort and peace, knowing that they're on the right path. But that Five of Pentacles in the reverse, all of this will simply come to pass. Is there anything else about this storyline that we can tap into? Because right now it's kind of sweet that we don't have dates or anything like that to get super intense over. Instead, it's all about the flow. We got a King of Cups, Knight of Pentacles. Guess what? That mate They are in the exact same headspace. You remember the first card out was the Knight of Pentacles, and now they're headed right toward, these two are on a, I don't even want to say a collision course because that sounds like tumultuous. Instead, it's like these two are on a pathway because they're both the same kind of people. They're both, talk about going with the flow. It's a King of Cups. They are following their heart. It's naturally, there's going to be a natural progression where these two will encounter each other, and it'll be the right time and it'll be the right place. They're on just as comfortable a flow as our lead character is. So that Queen of Swords is flowing right toward this King of Cups. That King of Cups is flowing right toward that Queen of Swords. Both of them are in the same kind of gentle head and heart space where it's like, I trust that this feels right. I trust that this feels right. We have a Page of Swords. We have a Five of Cups. Very interesting because it's so similar. We just had a storyline like this, and it's so similar that they too have learned a ton from their own. You know, she had the Five of Coins. They've got the Five of Cups. They've learned a lot on their journey also. They've, you know, learned about heartbreak. They've learned about disappointment. They've done all of this, and that's why they're flowing so beautifully. They too have come through a heartbreak. Oh, I love the fact that these two are such similar individuals. Queen of Cups. I should have asked the question because I was about to, and my mouth didn't get to it before the shuffle was already kind of producing a card here, because I only take cards that pop out. But what I was going to say is, what is the meeting point for these two? Not when, but what? What is the meeting point? And it's interesting because it's right here at that Queen of Cups. It's that moment that these two will share where they just, there's an energetic meeting. Eight of Wands in the reverse. It won't be conversation. It won't be anything other than an energy that occurs between these two. That makes me wonder, do they know each other? We have Page of Pentacles. We have Queen of Pentacles. It's a moment of emotion and growth and like truth. There's a moment where both people know without a doubt, I like you and I like you. And that's where they both meet. This could be sometime this spring. I know I said I'm not looking for timelines exactly, but it certainly represents a time of new growth, and it represents a time of, it's this whole thing has been about flowing, right? All of this has been about flowing, and it's kind of like they're both flowing to where they meet with one another. But it is very much about the energy that is flowing, and the energy is carrying them into each other's worlds to a place where it'll just feel comfortable. It'll just feel right. It'll just feel like, I don't know how else to explain it, Emperor. It'll be so clear that this is kind of effortless. All this is like being able to state one's like obvious interest. I keep feeling spring and Death card. Yeah, everything is new. This moment between them. Maybe this is two people who've known each other, and then they're going to look at each other one day and go, oh my gosh, I look at you totally differently right now. Maybe that's what this has all been about. Is this could be she, our lead character, our Queen of Swords, may not know that what's going to be revealed to her is somebody she already knows winds up being the person that she falls for. You know, sometimes our colleague, our coworker, our next door neighbor, the person who we never thought of as a romantic partner, one day the light switch is flipped on and we go, oh my God, it's them. I can't believe I didn't see them in that light before now. This could be a really big surprise to both of them. With that Death card there, it almost makes me think that they already orbit each other's world somehow, but have not identified each other like this until now. With the transformation card, it definitely is a new way to look at each other. This is very nice. I'm going to leave this one here. This is sweet. This is it's not quite the same story that we've had, but there is something there's an element to it for sure that is reminiscent of something that we just very recently had. And I gotta say, this is it's such a gentle energy, and it's so effortless, and it's so soothing and calming, and just very nice. I love the fact that these two are just kind of going to see each other in a different light all of a sudden. It's that death card says to me that they've already known each other, but I think it's going to be a big shock as to who this person really is. For that Queen of Swords, she's been feeling like she knows she's going to wind up with someone who's a really great match for her. She hasn't known when. And the universe says, it'll happen. Don't worry. It'll just happen. And it makes more sense now, because if somebody tells her beforehand it's going to be this particular person that you may already know, but you don't see him in that light, she might be like, what? No. She might even resist it. No wonder the universe is like, no. You don't need to know when. It'll happen. It'll happen when the moment's right. When it's almost like two people have to be in the right, the right time, the right moment. Somebody says the right thing, whatever it is, that just kind of like they both look at each other with a new set of eyes. Very sweet story. All right, I'm gonna leave that one there. Thank you guys so much for being here. If you do enjoy my art, please do give it a thumbs up. Please do subscribe. It lets me know you like this channel and you want it to still be here. If you enjoy my free content, please do support it with those free actions. The other thing to mention, if you're new here, welcome. I am a fictional storyteller, not a psychic, so just bear that in mind. I wish I had the gift of, being a psychic and doing predictions. I don't, though. I have the gift of being a storyteller. So I hope there's always something interesting, some new food for thought, some new contemplative stuff to watch these characters, act out their lives and contemplate how would I do things different if I were them. I hope you always have a good time here, and I hope that's the way my art is viewed. All right, take care. Bye.